Welcome back to our series Knowing A to Z about business analysis. The topic that we are going to discuss in today's session is developing requirements. We have mentioned requirements several times so far because they are at the heart of the business analyst work. However, it's worth taking a moment to more formally define what we mean by requirements and to look at the type of requirements that might come into play when conducting business analysis. When speaking about requirements, we have to actually first start with needs. Needs motivate stakeholders to take action. These are also referred to as business needs often because they come from some sort of strategic viewpoint. They are something that is critical to the heart of the company's objectives, something that's either impeding us from doing our work effectively or represents an opportunity for the business to expand and be more successful in what it's doing. There's actually a hierarchy of requirements that we can look at. At the top are the business requirements, followed by stakeholder requirements, and then underneath those are the solution requirements. Business requirements are strategic and broad in nature. They represent why action is being taken in the first place. These are the underlying needs of the organization specified in some fashion that's measurable. They may apply to either the enterprise as a whole, to a certain department within a company, or to a particular initiative that's taking place. Examples of business requirements would be to increase top level revenue by 10% next year, or in a different case, reduce customer hold times by an average of 3 minutes per call, or introduce a new product in order to effectively compete with the competition in the market. Below business requirements are stakeholder requirements. These requirements are expectations regarding the work that needs to be done, how the work will be done, when the work will be done, the level of communication that will be provided, both in terms of format and detail regarding the work that's progressing, as well as the level of contribution that is required from each of the different stakeholders who might be involved. Examples of stakeholder requirements would be the features that are important to me. So focus on these features that are appearing important to me. We need this completed within 1 month. We need a solution that includes a supplier due to a contract or because we simply prefer to work with them. Solution requirements are found one more level down below the stakeholder requirements. These are details regarding the solutions to business requirements that we develop or propose. These indicate how solutions should be developed and deployed. Within this area, we find two different types of requirements. The first being functional requirements, which describe the capabilities that are designed to meet the stakeholder and the business requirements. And the other one is the non-functional requirements, which describe the situations and environments in which the solution should be able to fulfill its job. Not only should our solution be able to accomplish certain tasks, but it should also be able to do so for a certain amount of time with a certain amount of consistency, with any certain geographical environment, with a certain climate, or without exceeding certain limits, whether they are technical, financial, or otherwise. Examples of functional requirements include system needing to be able to accurately route 15,000 packages per hour. So think about this as a shipping fulfillment system. Perhaps this is one of the things that we are seeking to deploy in order to meet a business need. This would be a firm example of requirement. Ideas of non-functional requirements would include the uptime for a solution needing to be at least 99.999% following its deployment because it's critical to a wide variety of different business applications. Another type of requirement might be the ability for the system to operate in temperatures ranging from minus 20 to 110 degrees Fahrenheit. This could also be important depending on scientific tool or something that needs to be hardened for outdoor use in a wide variety of environments. Finally, there's also another type of requirement aside from business, stakeholder, and solution requirements. These are called transition requirements. These are those that apply while moving from the present state to the future state. They are temporary in nature, unlike the other requirement types, which are permanent to either the business as a whole, the stakeholders who might be involved, or the type of solutions we are seeking to deploy, because they only apply while we are building out that solution. Examples of transition requirements would include the old and new ticketing platform operating in tandem until a trial period has ended successfully. In other words, we need to have a smooth handoff from our old way of doing things to our new way of doing things to ensure no disruption occurs to our customers. So by now you should be having a clearer picture about what requirements are, the type of requirements, and how we elicit requirements. Thank you, and we will meet again soon.